Hello, Aries. This is Jay from Live to Love Tarot, here to do your connection and separation read along with your singles. These reads may not resonate with all, so take what works. Also, I have a tendency of saying hear him in regards to the other person. Know the roles can reverse. So we're going to start with the surrounding energy. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. So the surrounding energy of this read right now is that you both are trying to find comfort in taking a new action and figuring out, like looking at things in a different perspective and trying to figure out if you were meant to be together. So what challenges are you facing? We have the Judgment card, the Five of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. I feel like the first challenge that you're facing is you're struggling with mental defeat, and a lot of it has to do with the choices that you have made in this past connection. So you're feeling a little guilty about some of the things or some of the words you said. What else? We have the Five of Wands, the Ten of Wands, along with the Three of Cups. Yeah, there's still conflict in you, and it burdens you because sometimes you feel like it's not the right thing to reconcile, but other times you want to reconcile. So it's kind of a burden because you can't seem to figure out what the right choice is. So what advice does Spirit have for you? We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. You know, Spirit's telling you got to focus on trying to take a decisive action towards releasing your defensive wounds you have from the prior breakup. Once you are able to get through that, the confusion will dissipate and you'll be able to make the right decision on what you should do moving forward. So what is the current connective energy, the recent past, and the challenge? What is the current connective energy, the recent past, and the challenge? We have one day, someday, somewhere, another time as the current connective energy. In the recent past, we have second chance. A challenge is tension and what needs to happen for you two to find balance. We have concealing. So let's get one day, someday, somewhere, another time. We have the Page of Swords along with the Ten of Cups. So I do feel like right now you both are in this energy of hope. You know, it's almost like you're trying connectively to get to the point where you can find contentment and joy in communicating and rebuilding some sort of relationship. In the recent past, we have second chance. We have the Wheel of Fortune along with the Seven of Swords. I do feel like in the recent past, you both realized that it was time to move in a new direction away from anything that was deceiving you from creating a second chance. So you want to make amends. And why you're in this energy of hope, you know, that you can get to the point of rebuilding some sort of communication to see if coming back together is the answer. You got to talk about it before you do it. A challenge is tension. We have the Two of Wands along with the Two of Swords. I do feel like a connective challenge right now. Is there still some confusion due to past arguments? You know, there's still tension that is preventing you from making a decision to move forward in this connection. What you both need to do to bring balance to this connection, you have to make that transition towards a new beginning by really stop concealing how you feel. You know, if you feel like reconciliation would work out for you, if you feel you two were meant to be together, then you need to embrace those positive emotions and move forward. Never look at wanting to reconcile as negative, because then that's the kind of energy you're going to pull towards. Now, if you feel like there's too much conflict or too much that has happened in this connection for you to come back together, then you need to work on moving forward and making a life for yourself. You know, staying in that crossroads, being confused, it can take a lot of time out of your life, and it's not worth it. So what is your person's energy, intention, and challenge right now? Your person's energy towards you is beginnings. Their intention is hoping. A challenge is exhaustion. And what they need to do to bring balance to this connection, we have resentment. So let's get beginnings. We have the Eight of Cups along with the Eight of Swords. So I do feel like right now you both are in this energy of trying your best, or your person, I'm sorry, is trying their best to move in a new beginning. You know, walk away from any stress or anxiety that self-sabotages them from reaching out. You know, they're trying to get to a point where they're letting go of that past, you know, the overthinking, the past arguments, the tension that was created when this breakup was created. Their intention is hoping. Yeah, they're trying to have the courage to be honest with their emotions and put hope, faith, and belief that they can figure things out. Sometimes it takes a lot. It takes a lot to kind of figure out which direction to go in. And I feel like your person is trying to get through. They're trying to get out of their head, you know, be a little bit more logical as they try to make a decision on what it is, what direction they should go. A challenge, this is that mental defeat caused from overthinking. We have the Five of Cups and the Empress. So when your person overthinks, they mentally exhaust themselves, and this brings up those old wounds. Instead of finding comfort with the past, they tend to dwell on the past, and only when they're overthinking, when they're really mentally entrapped in their head. What they need to do to bring balance to this connection, overthinking can cause resentment and bitterness, especially when you're looking at how someone treated you or how you feel somebody treated you. So what your person needs to do, they need to balance their logic with their emotions and cut out any bitterness they're holding on to from the breakup, because everybody has a little bit of anger of some of the things that happened in a breakup. You know, breakups don't always go smoothly. And most of the time, they're very disruptive and hurtful. And so I feel like what your person needs to do is try to balance their logic with their emotions and so they can cut out any anger, any past resentment they're holding on to, because you can't make a decision if you're still in that resentful mode. And if you're resentful, it means that you still need to do some healing. So, what messages does your person have for you? What does your person want you to know? What messages? I know that I crossed the line with you. I left you before you could leave me. So your person left because they believed that you were going to leave them. And this is a big deal. Because they felt like you weren't going to stay with them. So they left before you did, is what this message is. I know I crossed the line with you. We have the Devil card along with the Two of Cups. I feel like your person wants you to know that as they work through the restrictions from this past connection, you know, anything that is really putting them in a bad place, they do realize there were some things that they crossed the line with you that you didn't deserve, and they want you to know. They also want you to know, as they expand their mind to letting go of the things that make them overthink, that put them in a scarcity mindset. They left you before you leave them. What really made this a bad situation is that your person really felt that at one point you were going to leave. And so they made the decision to end it first. And they want you to know that. And a lot of it is because they felt like they would have a little bit more control. But here's the thing. You don't have control when things aren't working out. Nobody has control, especially when your emotions are real low, when you're really hurt. So that's kind of silly. Anyways, near future. We have drifting, slowly parting, disconnecting, and detaching, solitary, withdrawn, lonesome, and single. Let's get drifting. We have the Hangman along with the Strength card. I do feel like in the near future, your person is really going to try to work on changing their perspective so they can find the strength to disconnect from the resentment, from the overthinking, so that they can figure out what direction to go. I also feel like in the near future, your person's going to go into this hermit mode, this solitary mode. And a lot of it has to do with them trying to overcome the obstacles they're stuck in, reevaluate how to do that. Sometimes we have to take some time out, go within, withdraw from everything, to heal. And I feel like this is what your person is going to work on in the near future. So this is what I have for you. I hope it helps. Now we're going to move on to singles. Who is coming at you, singles? Who is coming at you, singles? We have the High Priestess, the Three of Swords, along with the Hierophant. This is someone that hurt you. You know, it's someone that you were in a commitment with that broke your heart. And I feel like this person really thought things between the two of you were over, but their intuition is guiding them back to you. It's almost like there's something, a higher power, a higher energy that is telling them that they need to come back. And it could be to heal the pain. It could be to reconcile, but their intuition is guiding them back to you. Something more spiritual is guiding them back to you. And maybe it's for an apology. Let's see what it is. What is their intention? Yeah, we have the Two of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Sun card. They want to do right by you. It is exactly what I'm getting. You know, their intention is to make positive moves towards helping you to release anything you're struggling with emotionally when it comes to them. How will they see you? We have the Six of Wands, the Devil card, along with the King of Swords. You know, they're going to see you as someone that's a little bit restricted, you know, in their ego. And a lot of it has to do with the way that they dealt with you. You know, the King of Swords can be a bold energy and it can be very hurtful. And it's almost like they know they need to take responsibility for this and make it right. What will they want the most from you? We have the Knight of Cups, the Hangman, along with Eight of Cups. They want you to change your perspective and really let go of anything that prevents you from having positive emotion towards them. You know, they want you to evolve and walk away from anything negative you may be holding on to. How will you see this person? We have the Ace of Wands, the Sun, the Strength card, and the Ten of Cups. You're going to see this person as someone that you do want to rebuild a relationship with. First of all, the Ace of Wands is a new beginning, but it's all about passion. You know, there's still passion there, and you want to try to bring the strength back into this connection and really build on it and see where it can go. That's how you're going to see this person. What will you want the most from this person? We have the Two of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and Ace of Cups. You know, I feel like what will stabilize you is if this person, you know, what will rid your confusion or indecisiveness is if this person admits to you that you are the one. You know, that they truly love you. You need this to even give them a chance. So what will the connective energy be? We have the Three of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. I feel like connectively, you both are going to try to rebuild the trust and see the better part of this connection, taking a decisive action towards being truthful as you try to rebuild trust again and enjoy this connection again. What challenges will you face? We have the Hermit card, the King of Cups, and the Six of Cups. You know, you're going to question whether reconciliation is the right thing, and a lot of it has to do with you not being able to, you know, it's almost like you don't want to embrace your feelings. Yeah, you're going to withdraw from being so emotional when trying to reconcile with this person. And a lot of it is because you don't want to get hurt. What else? We have the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Four of Swords. Yeah, this person deceived you. And so you're going to have some really guarded energy that you need to heal, that you need to purge, because it'll still be there when this person starts coming back around. So what advice will Spirit have for you? We have the Fool card, the Queen of Cups, and the Death card. Spirit's saying you have got to make that transition towards finding the compassion and love within yourself to create a new beginning with this person. You know, if you still have feelings for this person, you need to give it a chance because you don't want to regret it down the line. What else? We have the Four of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, along with the Page of Wands. You have got to find a way to let go of the immature actions of the past. Again, you got to move in a new direction because you may not get the opportunity to have this person back in your life again. So you got to embrace it. near future. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, along with the Seven of Pentacles. If you both can think of stable ways of seeing this long term and making a decision to move forward, this connection could work. You know, maybe build a friendship and then let more happen later. So this is what I have for you. I hope it helps. And I thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, go love and peace.